Hey, hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a un nuevo video de YouTube. Yo soy TASH, estamos en vivo en twitch.tv/TASH si quiere pasarse. Como siempre estamos reaccionando a todo lo que sería Summer Game Fest. Hoy ya vemos Bethesda Showcase y ahora está por arrancar lo que sería PC Gaming Show. Así que si quieren pasarse, pásense por el canal. Estamos haciendo una meta de comunidad para tratar de jugar, si llegamos, a Resident Evil 4 versión de Wii y eso. Y ahora vamos a ver qué es lo que trae el jueguito de PC. No me cae bien este chabón. Day 9 no me cae bien, man. Personalmente, sin hate.
Over the next 2 hours, we are going to showcase a metric ton of killer upcoming PC games through world premieres,
A mí que no la conozco.
and a few surprises along the way. And you, the folks at home,
2 horas. 2 horas de evento. De acá hasta las 6:30.
Quite literally explosively.
Yeah.
There was a robot who tried to destroy the human race, electrocuted me. I think I died.
Definitely died.
Either way, I'm not really sure. It was standard robot apocalyptic stuff. Just might
Cringe.
be overbearing anime dad existential crises.
Yeah, well, actually, what happened to DevBot? Anyway, wasn't he supposed to come back for this show for,
Yeah.
like, Revenge of the DevBot?
Well, he's dead.
Oh.
We melted him down to try to make our own graphics cards since they're still hard to find, and I would say he's in a better place. But I played Cyberpunk 2077, and he's not.
Ooh, that's pretty dark for the start of the show.
Or nostalgic.
Aw.
But none of that matters because the show
Está medio bajito, ¿no?
took place
Subo.
in a parallel reality.
All right, so you're telling me there's actually a multiverse?
According to the writers who told me this 5 minutes before we went live, I am saying there's a multiverse.
All right.
We're now apparently on Earth 3, which
Ooh.
is not to be confused with E3 because this show is still happening.
Oh, and we are so thrilled to be back as a part of this weekend full of celebrations of gaming by putting the spotlight on something near and dear
Creo que
to
este
our
PC Gaming
hearts.
Show como que lo dan todos los fines o algo así. Y vemos la edición como compactada con todo lo que viene nuevo. Modus Games. Esto no.
The world was subjugated by chaos. Endless droves of horrors trespassed into the world. And so came the solstice of souls. Something's coming.
Between death and transcendence, a chimera chooses death.
Show us what you got!
We have a whole new world to forge.
May the judge have mercy on your souls.
¿Esto qué es?
Sister,
You're here with me.
I always will be.
As long as we are together, we're not going down. They wanted yet another monster. They shall have one.
¿Por qué tiene pinta de Shin Megami Tensei unos loquitos? Pero no. Pero 3D. Solstice. Nunca escuché esto. Ah, sale el mismo día que la actualización de Grounded. Salen todo. Ojo. Modus. Estaría para probarlo, pero pasa que no vi mucho gameplay. Vi como medio... Tengo gráficos de Clash. ¿Cómo se llama? Castle Crasher. 20 y pico. Dale, Early Access. ¿Cuándo? Me dan fechas. Tactical Bridge. ¿Puedes retroceder el tiempo? Tiene el sonidito como de la alerta de Among Us. Un portal. Tenés un montón de PJ con habilidades. Che, tiene pinta esto, ¿no? Tiene muchas cosas. Si tenemos la Guerra Mundial 5, ¿nos van a llevar a esta casa? La quinta Guerra Mundial. Tactical Rich Wizards. Son de magos. Con razón tienen todas habilidades así bizarras de magia. Interesante esta, ¿eh?
You just saw Tactical Breach Wizards, a turn-based game of sorcery and SWAT team strategy from the makers of Gunpoint and Heat Signature. My strategy, personally, is very simple. Breach, bang, clear, magic missile, dramatic flourish, abra, cadaver. Get it? Cadaver, dead body. Next, we have a solution to the age-old problem of not having time to read and play video games. Just do both at the same time, obviously. Star Wars Industries has you covered with their sci-fi thriller inspired by Stanislaw Lem's novel, The Invincible. So here's your first look at the first ever gameplay footage.
Ok, vamos a ver esto. Premier Mundial. Esto es un exclusivo que no vimos en las anteriores transmisiones, así que...
You, what have you done?
Where are you taking me?
You came here yourself, so what are you expecting, huh?
You've set up a field camp down there.
Yes, ma'am.
So I didn't expect you to have a second one here.
Really?
Sit here, don't dare move. What are you doing here?
You're not gonna like this part.
Invencible. First Gameplay Showcase. Esto se ve muy bien. Otro juego en el espacio, ¿no? Pero...
The radiation level is growing rapidly. It's starting to get interesting.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that, Doctor.
I located the mobile antimatter cannon.
Another one? How many of those did they... Is it active?
Dead.
I admire your composure.
Wait, someone's here. Astrogator, they're dead.
So you found someone. Unfortunately, such unpleasant discoveries are indispensable to the mission.
I didn't let that thought get to me. I was counting on this meeting very much. At worst, it could have been another abandoned place, but not this.
But what exactly?
That's a good question.
Registro de anti-must.
I'm getting into the recorder.
Encender, ok.
What do we have here? Uh-huh. They made their way through with a beam of antimatter.
How subtle. Did you locate this passage?
Este pasaje, a ver, el
I'm looking
túnel.
at it now. They pierced a hole several meters in diameter and several dozen meters long.
Yasna, do you hear me?
Yes. My head feels like it's bursting from pressure.
Can you continue?
Yes. I'm better now.
Me está aburriendo este juego. Vamos a hacer una exploración,
Actually,
info.
there's nothing here that I haven't seen before. There are a lot of metal bushes that were near a camp.
No sé si me intriga inclusive,
The
pero
lower
bueno.
parts of the bushes are, how to put it, fruitless.
So you came to pick the fruits.
Gracias por el follow, Carlos Pro. Te aprecio. ¿Cómo estás?
This
Arctan.
robot looks like it has started its task and got stuck.
What task?
This is one of the robots carrying containers with research material. It took the
Igual ponerle
container,
subtítulos a esta parte
but
es bien
never
pedo.
left that place.
Why do you think it's stuck?
Well, it goes in circles using the same path. The robot's gone,
El robot se fue.
You must have broken his
¿A
loop.
dónde?
but I didn't.
No, he must have done something. Never mind. Follow it.
Que perseguir un robot y esperar a que haga algo, Dios mío. Ya está, bien. Traer de un jueguito que me interesó, el otro no sé.
Robot?
No!
Se me llama.
Come on, Yasna. Run. Hide. Yasna, are you alive?
Yes, it's fucked up the robot.
What's it doing now?
Era
Take care of
invencible.
our people, Novik.
Ok. Bueno, vamos a ver si pasa otra cosa.
Pit stop at the nearest dungeon to prove that chivalry isn't dead. And if you think I
Chivalry.
emphasize those words weirdly, you're right. And it'll all make sense momentarily when you see these next 4 games, especially when you hear from our friends at Tripwire Interactive. Roll that beautiful footage.
A ver. ¡Ojo de Sega! Ah, ya sé cuál
You
es.
don't have what it takes. You'll be back here too scared to try again. Cause the dungeon will turn you into lunch meat. Unless you're way tougher than you look. We got the guns. The
Luego las
turrets,
pelotas, las
the
torretas,
upgrades.
los
But what you
upgrades, las
really
mejoras.
need
Pero lo que
is
necesitas.
guts and skills. Grab your posse and say your prayers.
Ok.
Be the first to play,
El primero de jugar. El primero para jugar.
to die,
El primero en morir.
to give your feedback.
Gracias por el follow HT-BG. Todo
You
bien.
have what it takes.
¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo va la tarde, chicos? Estoy tomando matecitos. Ya vimos la presentación de Xbox Bethesda. Bienvenidos al stream, yo soy TASH. Estamos haciendo reacción a la PC Game Show que está ocurriendo ahora mismo en vivo. Más Fórmula 1. Parece, ¿no?
Welcome to F1 Manager 2022.
Ah, el manager.
The ultimate F1
Cierto que ayer vimos, faltaba el manager,
putting
¿no?
you in the position of team principal at one of the 10 current F1 teams, battling
Este es el
it
juego
out
para
for a chance to
Wanted,
be
así,
the next
manager
world
de jueguito de carrera.
Choose your team and drive every decision that leads to you making your mark on the grid, and hopefully the podium. Winning championships depends on your ability to make the right calls on and off the track. During races, you'll mastermind strategy, plan tyre stints for each driver, and make changes on the fly when necessary. Issue driver callouts, such as instructing them to attack or defend, manage their tyre wear and battery usage, or even to avoid battling a teammate, all while reacting to dynamic events like race incidents and fluctuating weather and track conditions. Between race weekends, you'll control every detail of your team from your state-of-the-art headquarters. Hire best-in-class staff to work across your aerodynamics and engineering teams and put them to the task to develop your car and prepare new parts for upcoming races. Optimize your finances to keep the board happy, improve and maintain your facilities, and scout talent from F2 and F3 to try and ensure future success. They say knowledge is power, and keeping a close eye on a plethora of realistic data will help give you the edge.
Si les interesa estadísticas, esto es su juego y carreras, ¿no? Pero...
to a track's expected grip level, to the condition of your wind tunnel. How you analyze the data and choose to spend your
Igual está bueno para aprender de este mundo, ¿eh? Si te interesan los autos, también pasa con el mundo del fútbol. Tipo de manager y eso. Mucha gente me dice que me detiene bastante con esos juegos. Yo probé un fútbol manager, pero del año del pedo, de 2000 más o menos era. Re viejo. Lo que vos ves, la parte estadística mientras todos están corriendo y divirtiéndose arriba del auto.
Pre-order the digital version now for early access from August 25th.
22 de agosto. No, 25 de agosto, pero es el manager 22.
Hey everyone, after 1 year of Chivalry 2, we've more than doubled the size of the game, and now we're excited to bring even more knights onto the battlefield. Because today, right now, Chivalry 2 is out on Steam with crossplay between all platforms.
Tiene crossplay en todas las plataformas el Chivalry ahora.
Players to an all-new desert theater of war, and best of all, brings us horses into Chivalry 2.
Estaba en Game Pass, ¿no? Me parece.
We want to thank our community for making the game the success that it's been so far, and if you haven't played it yet,
nunca vi
now is the best time
eso,
to
¿no?
check out Chivalry 2. Take a look at our new trailer that shows off the new update and its Nosian invasion.
A ver, el trailer muestra el modo también de invasión. En el momento que se lanzó, es de los creadores de Killing Floor. O por ahí es el publisher. Mirá vos, qué loco, Tripwire hace esto, ¿verdad? Claro, es bastante gore. Amigo, obvio. Un Killing Floor 3 sería una masa. Pasa que ya pasó de moda el modo zombies. O aliens. Ahora son vampiros. Sería Killing Vampires 1. Ya está, ya estoy viendo una idea al toque. Ahora sí voy a poner subtítulos porque no dice nada. Debemos retaliate. ¿Cómo se dice retaliate en español? No lo sé. Debemos tipo tirarnos para atrás. O darle más pelea. No more. Batalla sobre caballo. No, el caballo pega patada bien.
Their city will fall. Their people will bleed. Their knowledge will burn. My reign will...
Qué increíble estas épocas, ¿no? Tan poca población y están todos vestidos así con armaduras de oro, conquistando países. Países, no existen países. Tierras.
It's a multiplayer competitive spy game where you get to use social stealth, high-tech gadgets, and powerful spy abilities to try and get the upper hand. We've had the chance of working with Tripwire Presents on the project, so this is only the beginning. Please follow us on social media at Play Deceiving to learn more. We'll be releasing the game in early 2023 on PC,
Tripwire,
Xbox
2023
Series
sale.
S, NX, and PS5. Thank you
Va
so
saliendo
much, and let's enjoy the trailer.
Muy poca gente tenía armaduras laminadas completas. Sí, pero onda, lo ves el chabón ese de oro y decís, no. F, yo vengo con un machado, una placa de cobre re chota. Igual debe pesar, ¿no? Este de espías tiene pinta. ¿Cachai? Momentos antes.
And they thought it was secure. In the end, I am victorious.
They're really not gonna make it easy for me. Gotcha.
Son todos espías, mirá. Encubiertos.
Right on target. Outskilled and outgunned.
No sé por qué tiene mucha pinta de Team Fortress.
Target acquired. Moving to rendezvous point. All done. Really?
Ah, es un medio prop hunt ya.
Mission complete.
Hay un montón de juegos que salen prop hunt así de indie a cada rato. Cada vez se pone mejor. Tengo algunos monarcas que nunca están en combate. Claro, es que nunca debería estar en combate en realidad, sí, true. Ya para demostrarlo. Es un prop hunt, es un shooter de espías con prop hunt.
Do you ever have a reoccurring dream that you really wish would come true? I mean, mine personally involves a flight of unicorns and a Valkyrie army on Pegasuses, but you know, yours may be different. But, you know, somehow I doubt it. This year, we've partnered with the PC builders at iBuyPower to bring a very different dream to life. My dream PC.
¿Quién se tiene evento prop hunt? Posta, no sabía.
Unfortunately, there's bad news for me. I don't get to keep it. But very good news for one of you.
Una temporada de Fortnite tenía un modo prop hunt, pero bueno, está siempre en el modo creativo, ¿no?
So let's dive in and see what's up for grabs. The beating heart of any PC gaming dream room is, of course, the rig, so let's start there. As you can see, the mad geniuses at iBuyPower have built an absolute
linda pecera.
The first thing you'll notice is that height Y60 case with its wraparound tempered glass panels. This thing is built from the ground up to display the sickest PC tech you can squeeze into a desktop machine. And let's face it, if you've managed to bag a serious graphics card in these dry
es un chabón que armó un gabinete que es pecera de verdad y que tiene los pececitos todo adentro y todo es sumergible y resistente al agua, obviamente, ¿no? Pero yo ni pedo. Lo había visto y dije, ni en pedo, imagínate meter una PC recontra costosa así. Onda, es remoto, ¿no? Pero sería un re proyecto. Quiero una RTX 3090. ¿Alguien me da, por favor? ¿Quién da más? Estoy re bien con la 3070 que compré. No me quejo, pero me gustaría, o sea, estaría como... De momento manda todo el máximo y va bien con la 3070, increíblemente. ¿Qué onda la 3060? ¿Cómo te corre, Gon? Vos estás re chocho, ¿no? O te hace cuello de botella algo así. Yo lo único que pienso y lo único que me hace cuello de botella es apenas el Proce, pero un poquito. Onda, un 5-10% cuando chequé.
We got you covered, because the Height Eclipse wireless headset comes in plush vegan leather trim with a 30-hour battery life and competition-grade 2.4 gigahertz connection. And you
se ve re esponjosos esos auriculares. Re chocho, ¿no? Sí. Yo cuando me pasé a la 3070 también estaba re loco. Pasa que venían 3 generaciones atrás, vos también tenías unas generaciones atrás. Yo estaba con la 980 Ti que era una re placa. Pero me estaba empezando a tironear.
Thanks, Mika.
Claro, nada,
yes,
te
folks,
hace estás re bien, claro.
To enter our Dream PC giveaway. For your chance, just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc and follow the simple instructions.
Estas instrucciones son solamente para Estados Unidos, seguramente.
Don't worry, also comes with some very swish monitors as well as the eligibility rules. Good luck, gamers.
That is right. Just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc for your chance to win. But for now, let's get back to the games. From Kepler Interactive and A44 Games comes Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, an action RPG from the team behind Ashen, where gods and guns collide.
When the gods first emerged from the great below, we saw them as saviors. Instead, they unleashed a pestilence.
Upgrade de monitor se viene.
No one yet knows if you can kill a god.
Últimamente,
I, for one,
por ejemplo, hay baratos como los de Sentei. A nivel de los que son buenos, ¿no? Y los vi que tienen muy buenas reseñas también. Pero se sacan de las manos. Los de ViewSonic también tienen a veces precios bastante accesibles. Porque antes eran carísimos algunos ViewSonic, pero eran más exclusivos de diseño gráfico. Ahora es como que apuntan a una niña gaming. Este juego creo que lo vimos. Sí, era el que vimos antes, ¿no? Sí. Tiene otra música y es otro tráiler, literal. Me encanta, no sé si vieron, pero de las conferencias hace unos 3 años, 4 años, como que repetían el mismo tráiler o tenía otra secuencia del tráiler. Por ejemplo, no sé, PlayStation ponía el tráiler de 1 minuto, Xbox tenía un exclusivo tráiler de 1 minuto 20, que era un cachito más que agregaba. Ibas al DPC y tenía el mismo tráiler. Entonces era medio, dale, basta, ya no quiero ver el mismo tráiler de vuelta. Ahora me estoy notando que están armando el marketing o el tráiler para cada conferencia. No sé, en la de Xbox, si le interesa el cloud, le mandan algo más de cloud o una entrevista con el desarrollador diferente. Porque el de juego de Arcadia ya basta. O sea, me gusta todo, pero las 3 veces que lo vi, al principio dije, este no es el de Arcadia. Y después, sí es. Porque aparece el chabón que hace la entrevista en España, ¿no? Está buenísimo, pero me di cuenta que el mensaje siempre...
Hey, PC Gaming Show.
Si bien parece el mismo, siempre lo presenta diferente.
Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Flintlock is set in a world ruled by old gods. And
Sí,
so,
lo
as humanity, you now
No tengo
have
más
the
data de este
power
juego.
of black powder and bombs and flintlock rifles to finally overthrow the gods and take the world back. You'll play as Nor, a Blackstream sapper, one of the elite explosives experts of the coalition forces. Nor herself has a personal vendetta against the gods and will stop at nothing to get her revenge. But you won't be going it alone. Where Nor brings firepower, her fox-like companion Enki brings magic to the battlefield. You will have to master a combination of axe combat and gunplay, while your companion Enki uses his magical powers to disrupt enemies. We can't wait to show you more of Flintlock before it's released next year. Head over to our socials for more info, and don't forget to wishlist now on Steam and Epic Game Store. Have a great show.
Coming up next, a mysterious new sci-fi game from 11-Bit Studios, the creators of This War of Mine. Hear all about it in our exclusive interview. We'll also show you what's next for Outriders from Square Enix and People Can Fly. Plus, if you look back on high school and think, you know, those 4 years would have been better if I was fighting literal demons, you're definitely going to want to study up on our next world exclusive independent game inspired by the Persona series.
Me gustan los juegos
Choke your health
2.5D
questions now
pixel
because
art.
there is so much more PC gaming show coming your way. Before we go, the folks at Compass Data Centers have a little quiz for you. How much higher is 5G's data capacity compared to current 4G networks? Scan this QR code and answer the question for a chance to win $500 worth of stuff from Razer. Or visit gaming.compassdatacenters.com. Okay, now back to the PC Gaming Show.
Ready to game the system? Meet Mana. You slay. You achieve. You win. So should your bank account. Because your power shouldn't stop when the game does. Mana is the best gaming rewards debit card where you can earn perks and points by paying and playing and get rewarded with the things you actually want, like that skin you can't wait to show off or your next gear upgrade. So why pay any other way? Pay with Mana. Pay with power. Mana. Game the system.
So I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. It's time to talk about The Alters, the brand new game from 11-bit Studios. The Warsaw-based studio made us cry in this war, make difficult choices in the face of climate apocalypse in Frostpunk,
no
and battle encroaching corruption in Children of Morta. The Alters sends us to the deepest, darkest reaches of space in a survival story that is guaranteed to give you an existential crisis in a good way. This is a really big moment for this year's show. I can't wait. Let's take a look.
Hablemos, ahora que estoy pensando, en la Xbox, las presentaciones de Xbox no presentaron nada de Gears of War. Hace mucho que no vemos nada. El último fue el Gears 5, ¿no? Medio loco. Che, lo de Hideo Kojima, ojalá que no sea meme y ojalá que hagan algo y terminen de hacerlo y que se presente, ¿no? Porque ya Playable Teaser, o sea, el PT de Silent Hills, que se fue, que hizo su propio estudio, que se asocia con Xbox y no termina mostrando otra cosa más que Death Stranding. Vamos a ver, ¿no? Es como que va y salta de una punta a la otra, me pinta. O sea, sí son asociaciones y el loco le debe convenir. Che, este se ve con lindos gráficos, ¿no? ¿Qué era esto? Pero ojalá, bueno, que salga algo de Kojima nuevo. O sea... Sí, obvio, se murió. ¿Cómo? Flashea como que todos son él, ¿no? ¿Y este? ¿Por qué son todos reyes Ayanami? Alters, claro. No sé de qué va. Alter ego, ¿no? De cada uno del mismo chabón. Qué loco, 11-bit.
Joining us now to talk about what we just saw all the way from Poland is Tomasz Kasilewicz of 11-bit Studios. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack there. We got clones, we got this huge wheel. Tell us, what did we just see?
Well, first of all, these guys were not exactly the clones. We saw Jan, our main character, who's traveling with a group of the Alters, who are the alternative versions of the same person.
De la misma persona.
And they are going through this distant alien planet in their mobile base, which was the wheel you saw at the end.
So what's the player's goal as they're progressing through the story?
Distante.
So you are a space builder stranded on this distant planet, and your goal is to survive and find a way back home.
Y encontrar una manera de volver a casa.
In order to do so, you need to create those alters, as each one of them have different set of skills and character traits. So
cada uno tiene distintas habilidades y características.
And finding a way back home.
So from the trailer, totally this could be a horror, a thriller, a mystery. What should players expect?
¿Qué tipo de juego es? Básicamente le preguntas. Puede ser de horror, misterio. Es una mezcla de todo lo que mencionaste. El misterio, horror.
But what you find there can also be pretty scary. So there are those beats of psychological horror and drama. But then on top of it, we have this quite thick layer of surreality. I mean, how surreal would it be to one day, wake up next to a little different alternative version of your very self?
Now, there's a quote that you shared with me earlier, that man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both a marvel and a sculptor. How does this quote relate to the story?
So this quote, it relates directly to the main theme of our game. we as people, we are shaping ourselves every single day with every single
nosotros como personas nos estamos rearmando, digamos, reformando cada día que nos levantamos y eso. Está diciendo. Pero nuestro juego, John, el personaje principal, puede reformarse en cada altar, básicamente. No solo como por su cuenta, digamos. Bastante profundo, ¿no? Parece. Habrá que ver.
We are taking a relatable topic, and we are using the sci-fi theme, we are using the sci-fi setting to look at it through the magnifying lenses. But then when we're choosing the tools, this is a very contemporary game, and we're taking advantage of what video games are as a medium. So we're using tools like systematic design and nonlinearity in order to put the players in the middle of the experience.
Twitter parece, ¿no?
And in the end, allow them to create their own stories inside the game.
I wanted to ask a little bit about the relationship of your previous titles to the altars, whether there's any narrative or themes or even just influence that those games had on this one.
Well, the altars is purely 100% our game, 11-bit Studios game, and it's created in line with our meaningful entertainment philosophy. So it's a game we hope that it will make you think even after you stop playing it. This War of Mine was this first.
Qué lindo el juego de War of Mine, con las decisiones del chat de los personajes que armamos.
And with Frostbite, it was taken to another level with the strong focus on the emergent narrative. And now with the altars, we want to follow that path, but we also really want to push the boundaries even further and expand on how we approach meaningful topics inside the design of our games.
Thanks so much again to Tomasz and the whole team at 11-Bit Studios for joining us this year. And while I try to find enough Rapidium to make it through day 1 to 8, let's head on over to Mika Burton and keep things rolling like a massive space station.
Thanks, Dana. And honestly, I need to look into getting myself cloned so I can make time to play all of these awesome games we've seen so far. But I'm also legitimately worried about having to eventually fight my clone in single hand-to-hand combat when they steal my life, making me wonder if I was the clone all along. Is it really worth it for video games? Yeah, no, it's totally worth it for video games. Anyway, that's a problem for future Mika. Present Mika is much more interested in what you all have been saying about the show so far. So keep letting us know your thoughts by using hashtag PC Gaming Show on all platforms. Now, let's get back to the real reason all here. Cloning. I mean video games. Video games.
Volví y traje el alfajor. A ver si esto hace autofocus ahora. Porque esto es una nueva feature que tiene acá. Creo que sí. Hace buen autofocus. Me compré este. Vamos a probar. Nunca lo probé. Ever. Actualización de Outriders. No sé si ya ganas de jugarlo ahora. ¿Cómo? Early Access. Pre-order. Hay que pagar. No. Este juego lo vimos en la presentación de Xbox, es verdad. Y un chocolate re amargo. Está muy bueno. Y bastante relleno. ¿Qué es esto? Y bastante relleno. Una banda, me parece. Normalmente lo fakean y afuera tiene más relleno que adentro.
Sure. When Tiny Build lets you open your own medieval potion shop, you get hailed as a master alchemist. But when I do it, I get a sternly worded letter from my landlord about how my cauldron violates our lease agreement. Whatever, it's his loss. But more importantly, folks, we promise you the maximum amount of games humanly possible, and we aim to deliver quite literally.
Millones de jugadores. ¿Esto ya salió? Pelear hasta la muerte. Son pollitos gatitos disparándose con un topo gigante. Temporada 4. Nunca lo vi este juego. Ni idea. Nunca lo vi este juego. Jackie Chan. Es rítmico. Oh, estrategia. Tirás cartas que van a tiempo, parece, ¿no? Este está lindo. Ah, a mí me gusta. Hace rato salió. ¿Sabes que no? A ver si lo veo. Nitro Kid. Una demo gratis ahora. Ah, bien. Este creo que lo vimos. Procedo a comer el alfajor este. Lo probé. Está rico, en serio, está bueno. Normalmente nunca le tengo feo a un alfajor nuevo cada vez que pruebo, pero este está bueno. No, esto no es lo mismo. ¿Viste? Salió un juego de los creadores de Slave of the Spire. Gasu. Estoy tratando de acordarme de qué iba, pero lo vimos creo que el jueves. No me acuerdo el nombre ahora. Sponsor by Tripwire. Este de los creadores de Killing Floor y eso que estábamos viendo recién. Creo que es así. Si no me acuerdo nada es porque no me llamó tanto. ¿Qué sé yo? Sí, este es más shooter como Killing Floor. Ah, es Killing Floor pero una expansión. Ok, se puede jugar esto. Normalmente son gratuitas las expansiones de Killing Floor.
On what's next for one of PC gaming's titans of modding, simulation, and scale. Arma.
Muestra la tapa de PC Gamer de Quake 3 que tienen ahí colgada. Igual las tapas que van de revistas, para mí son las de Game Informer. Tiene un arte de adelante y atrás precioso.
This is the series that helped birth the survival genre through DayZ. Oh, and also this other little niche genre you may have heard of called Battle Royale. To help us peer into the future for this project, we've got none other than Bohemia Interactive. Thank you so much for joining us. So as of right now, Arma Reforger has been out for about a month. What is it that you've been learning or seeing from players?
At first, we've learned that players like Reforger a lot and they appreciate the work we've put into it. We also realized they like modding a lot and they really view this as a key quality of our games. And we were very pleased by the reactions of both our community and the new players who immediately started flooding internet with videos, playthroughs, and praise of our new technology. So we are very glad that the reception was so good.
So there's no doubt players who have been longtime fans of the franchise stepping into Arma Reforger, and I'm curious, what were some of the big challenges of rebuilding that specific Arma feel from the ground up in this brand new engine?
Well, it's a very tricky subject because even internally it's an ongoing kind of fight. So I'm myself very much on the very purist side of things. So no save games, no superficial helpers, and this fight can get very intense even in-house. So I'm the real armor purist, and I'm on this for 25 years now, so I will keep fighting, but obviously this is part of the fun. So there's always never-ending battle. I think 2 years ago we really struggled to keep it Arma and even internally preserve our own standards. So do it our own way rather than replicating what's maybe normal in other games, because our goal is not to make the same game as all other games. So our goal is to remain unique.
I'm curious if you can speak to what the main goals of Reforger is, because it's a little unusual compared to other releases. I mean, for instance, how much content should a player expect if, say, they've been playing Arma 3 for years?
Our goals were, of course, to restart the series from a technological standpoint.
Estoy reempalagado.
Really make room for some new achievements. Utilize the technology which is state of the art, both in terms of how it looks like, how it's controlled, how it can be modded.
It's important to understand it may look as a kind of normal game on the surface, but there's a big system behind it. So just the tool suite is a massive tool suite, never tested by a large public. So it's a premiere of a tool suite. And these tools are being built for nearly 5 years now. So we really need users to start using them to keep improving and continue building it.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have one quick question from the Arma fans.
Has
Russia's invasion of Ukraine impacted your approach to Arma 4 and Arma Reforger, a game with the Cold War?
Well, yes, because it's extremely close to us. We even live in a way very nearby, so definitely. On the other hand, we started work on this many years ago, so the direction was set before. But we always approach conflicts and armed conflicts with a great level of respect. We're still at the beginning, but we definitely would like to continue in our exploring this serious theme.
Arma, as I see it, has always been a bit more of a anti-war game. It's an entertainment product. That's fair thing to admit. On the other hand, given the topic, given our, let's say, maturity and long time we've spent on it, and our ambition to portray it as a whole very complex and gritty thing, I would like us to contribute by not just entertaining people, but also educating them on the subject. This was the whole point of starting the...
Hola. Ok, va a revivir el stream en un ratito, chicos. A ver si vuelve. Déjame un ratito. Ahí está, volvió.
And I believe we have great potential, big responsibility in this era, and a very important chance to contribute at least a little bit to the good side of things.
This would not be an interview about Arma unless we were asking about modding. I mean, so many amazing games and genres came from Arma mods, so I gotta know what's possible in Reforger that wasn't possible in the past.
Now with this technology, it's possible to create entirely different things, like